we have invited several people this month to do stewardship testimonials, and today we are honored that Shawn O'Reilly, who's going to start walking up right now so that we don't have to wait any longer for his fantastic testimony, is going to talk to us. He addressed our leaders on Thursday night, and I said to him afterwards that he makes me want to dump out my entire bank account into his hands. He is so good. So not to oversell you today, Shawn, but without further ado, Shawn O'Reilly.
Thanks, Robin. Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Shawn O'Reilly. My family has been a member of First Church for the past 20 or so years. I joined the governance board last year, and before that I was a member of the church community, MLT, and I've also served on the stewardship committee. I would like to provide some perspective on where this congregation was back in 2015 when Robin joined, and then take a look at where we are today. In 2015, we had a 5-year vision plan called Vision 2020. The vision was well-defined, but I would say it was very aggressive in our goals. But we had a new pastor who was energetic and passionate about achieving those goals, along with a very strong leadership team. The dream budget that year was aggressive, much like it is this year. We had a significant gap, and we were considering cutting back on the dream. Delaying the 5-year plan for 1 or 2 years to raise the funds needed to get it started. We took the ask to the congregation. The ask was pretty simple. Are you committed to the mission of this church? If so, consider aligning your giving with your values. To make a long story short, the congregation stepped up and increased their pledging, aligning their giving with their values and commitment to the church. We were able to raise the money we needed to fund our dream budget that year. We didn't wait. When I presented the stewardship results to the congregation back in 2015, this is what I told them. Thanks to your commitment, our dream budget has been funded. To that end, in 5 years, the open and affirming welcoming process will be complete. The diversity of First Church, theological and otherwise, will be embraced and encouraged. Worship and spiritual development will be dynamic, relevant, and be offered in many variations and worship experiences. Our local, regional, and global outreach programs will have a clear focus and will have active support. Membership will grow in numbers, in participation, in faith development and small group opportunities, and in the depth of knowing and caring for each other. There will be strong participation in spiritual and educational development programs for children and youth and adults, and many First Church programs will be open and publicized to the community. I presented this to the church leadership on Thursday and was pretty amazed because it was really a bold statement on my part. I mean, 7 years ago, but that was the vision that we had, and that was the vision that we needed to fund, and we delivered on all points. I mean, we really knocked it out of the park. So look at where we are today. We have a vibrant and diverse youth program spearheaded by Pastor Zach. We have significantly enhanced our social media presence. We didn't even have a website before Robin joined. Our worship and music programs are inspiring and dynamic and have allowed us to continue to worship together and connect during these difficult times. And to think it all started with that first campaign 7 years ago. We challenged the members of this church to fund a dream budget, and they did. They did not wait. To some extent, we are where we are today as a congregation because of the courage and commitment of that congregation back in 2015. Yes. So why do I give to First Church? I give, it's because it's what I do. Growing up Catholic, you always put something in the plate. I give because I have the resources and I can. I give because I am thankful for all the blessings that I have. But more importantly, I give for all of you. I give because I know that it is money well spent, and the church will use that money to touch the lives of so many people in this community. Over the course of the past 2 years, I have personally come to have a deeper appreciation of what this church does. I guess it could have been my reversal. On St. Patrick's Day of 2020, exactly 1 week after Governor Baker declared a state of emergency in Massachusetts, I lost my job. Losing my job was bad enough, but being unemployed at the beginning of a global pandemic was something else entirely. There was so much uncertainty, and without the stability of a job, it was very difficult. The church was the first to reach out to me and my wife. The deacons wanted to let us know that they were there for us in case we needed anything. Then a little more than a year later, about 2 months after I had found a job, I found myself in the hospital for a few days. It was during Holy Week, and I was actually able to attend Thursday service from my hospital room. When I got home, Food is Love was at the door every Monday, bringing meals to me and my family. So to be honest, I never really saw myself in those situations, but it was really comforting to know that First Church was there for us, that we had the love and support of our community. I give because I know that the work this church does touches lives, but to be honest, until you actually are in one of those situations, you can't really know how much this church means. And we do it every day for so many people. In closing, I just want to say that I don't know about you, but I think it's once again time to step up and fund our dream budget for 2022. We need to be committed and align our giving with our values. We need to be as courageous as the congregation was back in 2015. We can't really afford to wait, and as Robin always says, lives depend on it. Thank you.